Somebody's cabin has just free Wi-Fi or something because we need to download the rest of our smutty alien romance sex novels.
We do.
I think we're gonna read them by the river.
Wish I could take your lips with me on the road, wherever I'd be. I'd kiss you goodnight in a far-off moonlight. I wish I could take your lips with me, listen to your little voice sing along with the radio, a song that someone else wrote, but I don't care. I just need you here. I wish I could take your eyes with me, show you all the things I've seen. My favorite Mexican bar, open air and big bright stars. Wish I could take your eyes so blue. My second favorite part of you, probably looking at some other man. Southern gentlemen, steal your hand, but I'll stand up and I'll keep the mouth shut. And I see a spark in the making. I hope the rain don't come too soon. You've got a hand for the taking, and I'm about to take it to the moon. I see a spark in the making. I hope the rain don't come too soon. You've got a hand for the taking, and I'm about to take it to the moon.
Going on the morning Wi-Fi walk. Digital detox who? Someone got Wi-Fi?
It's all the happy birthday wishes.
I'm about to take it to the moon. Late night we sing our song.
Hello vlog. I am going to a birthday party today and I wanted to sit down, catch up, get ready for that. I'm also, it doesn't look so intense on the camera, but I am so tan. I was not the most diligent about wearing sunscreen over the past week when I was out and about in the sun. And so I put on a little bit of color. So happy August. I hope you all are doing well. Most likely I've already started the vlog by showing you guys the beautiful cabin stay that Brittany and I did at the start of the month. The original plan was to go on a road trip. My car was in the shop fixing my door finally. We were going to take her car, but she was concerned about taking her car because it had some problems. We had driven out to Yakima, where her family lives, and just like hung out there for a day or so. And the next day we started our road trip, and 40 minutes into our trip, there was just this awful sound coming from the engine, and we decided to turn around because the route that we were going, you were going to be nowhere for hours. You know, the middle of eastern Washington, eastern Oregon, Our plan was to head to Oregon. We were only going to be gone 4 days. We just have a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple months, so we figured why not just do a little birthday road trip instead of something a little more intensive. But the car was on its last leg. Thankfully, it was only 40 minutes outside of Yakima, and she was able to drive the car to a shop, so we didn't even have to get a tow or nothing. It just sounded awful. And yeah, the car is totaled, like it's done. The engine busted. So we had no car, and we just hung out in Yakima for a couple days for her birthday. Brittany's family owns a cabin in Mount Rainier, and they were kind enough to let us stay there for a little bit. There really wasn't much to do, so we read a lot. We've been reading these space books that are like, you know, raunchy sex novels or whatever. Very fun. They're quick. I only read like that day. I'm already like 1/3 of the way through the book. Brittany's already on book number 4. There are 22 of them. And yeah, it was nice just being out by the river. Got to catch a sunset. Pretty chill. Good morning vlog. I'm all dolled up because me and the girls are going wine tasting. I'm just picking up Brittany, and then we're heading to my other friend's house so my other friend can all drive us out there. So we're going to Woodinville, which is a huge wine area, winery, wine tasting area. We've got reservations at 1 or 2 wineries. Brittany and I are going to be splitting flights, which will be good. That way we're not drinking too much. It's like a cloudy, more cool, maybe a little bit of rain, which I'm so ready for the rain. I was optimistic. I brought a jacket. So here's hoping for that, but it should be a lovely day of wine tasting. So I will show you guys some of the wineries and wines that we taste. Which flight?
Just the $15 one.
The classic. Oh, my sunscreen. I thought that too earlier, yeah, when I read it.
1000% thought that. Just
I mean, they have to have thought it through, so I guess it must be.
It's probably a dessert wine.
maybe it's a sweeter. I think it is because I heard her say that earlier.
Oh, I heard dessert wine too, yeah.
I see the creme brulee and honey stuff. I'm like,
Ooh, I'm excited.
Description.
it's sweet.
Just drink it.
It's not really bad.
Let me smell it.
Does it say it's mint?
That is intense.
I kind of like it. It's like robust.
It is
Unctuous.
minty, which is bizarre. If you swirl and really get in there, there's definitely mint in there.
Very.
I like it. First rosé of the day. Yes. Another day, another social outing. I think the last time I saw you guys, it feels really good. Also, I got very dolled up for this evening. I don't normally wear, it doesn't even look that dark either. I was gonna say I don't normally wear these dark eyeshadows, but normally stick to pretty light colors on most of the lid unless I'm like going out. I'm meeting some friends in Fremont. We are doing trivia night. I have been wanting to do trivia nights for the longest time. It's just something I just kind of forget to do, forget to plan. But I did trivia night a couple weeks ago at an Irish pub in Wallingford, and now I'm going to another Irish pub in Fremont, so I'm very excited. Different group of people, so it's always interesting to see what people's knowledge is, and hopefully it's a diverse group of, knowledge. I think my one friend knows a lot about sports, thank God, because I know nothing about sports. Statistically, sports is the most difficult category of trivia to accomplish because it doesn't have other factors to kind of help round out the question or whatever. It's just very like precise information like names of buildings, years, coaches, dates. And I know even zippity zip of sports besides any of the more nuanced knowledge. So I'm very excited. It's with a group of friends I've been trying to meet up for the past couple weeks. Summers are super, super busy, and it's just really nice to get all dolled up and go out. So I gotta go to Fremont. Mailbox. Oh, I'm so excited. This is so my category.
But that's alright. Crashing, burning, and triggers.
Got them all except I mixed up my 1 and my 7. Bummer. My body, heart, and soul was not built or equipped to handle heat. That's why I left the desert. Like when people ask, oh, why'd you move to Seattle? I wanted to get out of the desert. I wanted to live by a big city by water. Temporarily, I'm gonna go shut off my AC because I'm concerned about the noise and I'd like to chit chat with you a little bit. I have my air purifier still going. We're in the middle of yet another heat wave. Thankfully, it's not as bad as it was over my wedding in June. We're getting to about 95 today, but with the humidity, it's supposedly supposed to feel like 101. And remember, Seattle, a lot of Washington or Oregon, don't have air conditioning. It normally doesn't get this hot. Like your average in June is a high of 70. The hot months, summer doesn't really start until July, August, and that's like 80 on a really awful day. So we now also have the added luxury of dealing with smoke. Today's supposed to be kind of the start of smoke getting really bad on the western side of Washington. When I was in Yakima last week, there was a lot of smoke around there because there are a lot of fires in eastern Washington, but now the smoke is finally ventured over to Seattle area. So I closed all the windows, which we had open in hopes of getting cool air in, because sometimes it's hotter inside my damn house than it is outside. Shut all the windows, got the air purifiers going. I'm already kind of feeling like garbage. And also on top of it, my whole neighborhood decided to shut off the water today. I don't know why, from a public safety point of view, you would do that during like the peak of a heat wave. I think that is so irresponsible. I think that is... Thankfully, I got an update yesterday from my landlord, so I was able to fill up some water, but, and I thought it was just my building, but when I look outside, it looks like it's a big major project. Again, I know things get scheduled way in advance, but I don't know how you wouldn't cancel this. You knew like a week ago that we were going to get a heat wave. I think shutting off the water during a heat wave is atrocious, avoidable, unnecessary, dangerous, and thankfully I am prepared, and it's only supposedly supposed to be, an hour now at this point. They quote it 2 hours, but still. In my first world problems, I wanted to take a shower, but because my sunscreen likes to grip onto dirt, but I will survive. I just hope nobody else has any bigger problems than that. The harsh reality of our current situation with climate change, this is the beginning of the very obvious changes. Since I've been here, Washington tends to have a pretty gnarly smoke season. Last year during the pandemic, Seattle had some of the worst air quality in the world. But even years prior, people would wear face masks. And it used to just be like one weekend, the smoke would just kind of hang out and wait until a sea breeze came in and shushed it away. But fires are going to be getting worse. Heat waves are going to be getting worse, causing more fires, causing more smoke. It's been so dry this year. This spring has been super sunny, and we really haven't gotten those gray, moisturizing, dreary, rainy days like we need in this region. Like, like Washington is a rainforest, and it's just not getting the rain that it needs because we've hurt the planet so much. And I know a lot of, pretty much everybody's feeling this, that with the pandemic and the talks about how we're going to be dealing with pandemics like this all the time. I mean, like, we had information a decade ago that we were gonna, you know, deal with some sort of major, like, you know, talks about superbugs, viruses due to climate change, animal agriculture. But it's just sad. It's just sad. It's a little bit inspiring to see that the Biden's infrastructure plan passed the House. There's a lot of climate reform, you know, more sustainable job opportunities, investments in that bill. That bill is the most climate reform, you know, investment infrastructure planning that, like, the U.S. has done, I believe, ever. My pessimism still says that it's not enough, and who even knows if it'll get through the Senate, because it's too much spending, and it's we either spend the money now or we spend the money trying to put band-aids over shit that we could have fixed decades ago. I'm thankful and very privileged to, like, have a fucking air conditioning unit, to have a roof over my head, to have water most of the time. Like, I think I need to invest time into working towards these problems a little bit more. I'm I am really interested and invested in environmentalism, but I think I definitely could do more. There are a lot of things that I do from a personal consumer point of view, because at first that feels like that's really all, like, the biggest thing you can do is change your habits, but the impact of that is not the most, you know, drastic of a shift. You know, I don't eat meat, I drive a Prius, we recycle and compost as best as we can. I like to use reusable menstrual products, reusable or safety razors, reusable water bottles, you know, simple stuff like that. But I think focusing on what I as a consumer do is not the best form of my effort and time, and I don't know, maybe I can do more, maybe I can learn more, and then maybe I'll feel better. Because all you can do is try. It's just been a tough morning. I really don't do well in the heat. And, you know, it's a stressful time for everyone, of course. It's been for a while. And I think even before the pandemic, you had all the other political stressors and concerns, and there's just a lot of pain, suffering, stupidity, selfishness in the world. I think I choose to be optimistic. Choose a little bit of hope. But it's good to vent out and identify the frustrations before following down the road of hope. Hey vlog. I am actually on my new phone. I got a new refurbished Galaxy phone to replace my slowly dying Google Pixel 2 that's like 4 years old. But I wanted to come on here. Gosh, I hope this isn't too wiggly. I don't have any proper setup. I wanted to pop on here to close out the vlog, and it just seemed kind of silly to be like, it seemed kind of inappropriate to jump from a, you know, heavy talking points of climate change to then, like, here I went to Bainbridge Island. But I am feeling a little more better about that whole feeling. I really think it was, you know, the heat just does it for me. It just, you know, sucks the life out of me. But I do feel inspired to take more action with climate, and I'm really excited that I purchased this cell phone as a refurbished, and I just purchased a laptop today as a refurbished rather than brand new, so that feels really good. I know I had mentioned, you know, not trying to focus so hard on personal consumer choices and trying to do something a little more beyond myself, and I think in the next couple weeks that will be something that I pursue. I am so ready for like a big refresh. There's a lot of things changing in my life. August was, there was a lot of stuff going on in August, and I have just felt so drained. A lot of good stuff, you know, a lot of fun stuff, but I just feel very tired, and I'm ready for a big refresh. And I feel like fall and back to school just kind of naturally lends itself to this big, you know, reset. So I'll be excited in the next couple weeks to focus on finishing up some old projects. That way I can revamp a lot. I'm really excited. I think in October I'll go through my closet, and it'll be time for full fall clothing by then. But I've spent a lot of this month working really hard on some projects, some family stuff, and doing a lot of travel, and I'll be ready for the little bit of the slowdown in the fall. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and close out this vlog. I'm having some friends over tonight. We are eating some wine pasta. My husband makes this delicious pasta with the leftover wedding wine that we have, since it was a heat wave and I had so much red wine. He's been using it to cook with. So we'll be having some wine pasta tonight, and that is going to be August for us, man. I hope you guys have had a wonderful August and enjoyed watching this video. I'd love to know your favorite parts down below and your thoughts. Love to chat with you down in the comments. I want to say happy travels from me to you. Happy month from me to you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Wish I could take your lips with me on the road, wherever I'd be. I'd kiss you goodnight in a far-off moonlight. I wish I could take your lips with me, listen to your little voice sing along with the radio, the song that someone else wrote, but I